Today, on Be Something Wonderful, I was never told that I am the vortex. Damn you, law of attraction. I am your host, Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Another powerful morning, another powerful video. I want to talk about two specific sessions that I had yesterday. Both of these clients are continuing clients. In other words, they signed up for a package. And I think that we had our first session out of three sessions, out of the 3-session package. And in both cases, they were the second session. And in both cases, they're telling me their whole life has changed. The way they look at reality, the way they feel about reality, the way they create reality, the way that they know that they are reality. Really remarkable. And in the first case, I actually did a video on her realization with her SP, that her SP, after months of no contact, called her. And then that her whole situation at work had improved and changed and everything, and it feels like more harmony. And now she's just feeling that oneness, that unity. Right? And so we continue to talk about that. And then the second one, which I haven't yet talked about in a video, which I'm going to talk about today because it was such a powerful, delightful session as well. And she says, you know, Tom, God is such a flirt, right? She's flirting with God. She's flirting with that power, right? And here was her big realization that she started like many with the law of attraction. Right, trying to attract things to her life. And she was pretty successful. She attracted great things in businesses and great things in her life. But what she didn't get, or what didn't really occur to her, is that it's not about, and we talked about the idea of the vortex that Abraham Hicks talks about. It's not about getting into the vortex. It's about realizing and being aware that you are the vortex. That's the difference. That's the difference from assuming and announcing your reality than attracting it and trying to bring things to you, right? Because this is really big today. So stop trying to get into the vortex and realize that you are the vortex. Do you see this? Remember we talked about the idea of the vertical experience of reality, the linear experience in time, right? And then your real natural nature, your real nature, the natural you, who you really are, is that vertical being, right? That has all realities, all possibilities, everything that you could ever be, do, or want within you. So remember, it's not you, the little me. I need to get into the vortex. I need to feel good today. I need to fix my past. I need to fix my self-concept. I need to be a better person. I need to think better thoughts. I need to feel better thoughts. Stop trying all that and realize that you are everything already. You are complete, whole, and divine. You are the vortex. You cannot help but be in the vortex, right? And I get it. We're talking about trying to conjure better feelings and trying to imagine things. But remember, you don't need to get in the vortex. You are the vortex. This was her huge realization. Among other things that I'm going to talk about today. Stop trying to feel better about your thoughts of doubt, lack, and separation and fear. They're not reality. Stop trying to feel better about them. Stop trying to resolve them. Stop trying to fix them. Stop trying to fix yourself. Stop trying to fix your life. Stop trying to fix that 3D you. You're here to experience yourself as source. And the only way you can do that, to experience that knowing that is already yours. You already know. There's already deep knowing within you that you're spiritually perfect, infinite being, a multidimensional being, is to, you want to have that knowing experientially. That's the whole purpose of 3D reality, but to know it and be aware of it. I think one of you wrote on the channel, Tom, can you do a video on how to deal with or avoid or deal with the messy middle? And remember, you're not here to deal with the middle. You're here to know that you are the middle, that you're all of it, and that it's not messy, that it's divine. It's magical like you. I think one of you said the magical middle. But it's not just the middle that's magical. Everything's magical, right? So we're not here to deal with things. We're here to create our own reality. We're here to remember our divine heritage. We're here to know that we were born worthy. There's nothing we have to do. You don't have to feel worthy to have everything that you want. You already have it, right? So stop trying to feel anything. They're not reality. They're just false ideas about reality. Love and fulfillment. I am God is the only reality. That feeling, that conviction is already within you. You don't have to try to conjure it or try to feel good or think certain thoughts. They're already there. Nothing can be, this is what A Course in Miracles says, nothing can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Nothing unreal exists. That's not reality. Those thoughts and feelings are not reality. They're thoughts and feelings about reality. They're ideas about reality. They're ideas in the horizontal plane of reality. That's where thoughts and feelings are, that I'm limited, that I'm running out of time, that time goes from the past to the present to the future, that I need to get into the vortex, that I need to feel good, I need to fix my life. Nothing real can be threatened, nothing. That I am cannot be threatened, cannot be affected in any way. Nothing unreal exists. So those thoughts and feelings that are temporary do not exist, they don't have existence. That's an experience you're having of reality, but they're not reality, right? Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That's the peace which surpasses all understanding, which Scripture talks about. This was really part of her realizations. And this is what she says, such a great statement. Feeling separate from things is unnatural, and that is why it hurts so much. I love this. What a big statement from this client. Feeling separate from things is unnatural. It's not your true nature. That's why it hurts. That's why you have what you feel is a negative sensation. But remember, unnatural really means negative. Right? Because anything unnatural isn't real. There's only your true nature, right? There's only love. There's only unity. There's only wholeness or holiness. There's only God. There's only I am that I am. So what's going on there? That's an experience that you've created within you. You're putting source energy through a filter, a bogus filter, a bogus thought, a bogus assumption about yourself and your relationship to reality. Remember, you are reality. Feeling separate from things is unnatural. I love that. It's not your nature. Your nature is love. So that negative feeling or that unnatural feeling is not your true nature. It's not reality. That's why it hurts so much, right? And when you think and feel I am not, it hurts. Whenever you think and feel I am not something, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not deserving enough, I don't have what I want, I'm not the person I want to be, that hurts because it's unnatural. I am not does not exist. That's why it hurts. It doesn't exist, right? And remember, that hurts is just a manifestation that you're making up. That's only source energy that you're only ever feeling. There's only one source and one energy. But when you put it through a thought or feeling or filter or belief that is unnatural, that is untrue, that is not real, does not exist, it hurts. It feels unnatural. It feels like something this is your emotional guidance system telling you you're thinking or assuming or believing something that's not true of your true nature, right? Source energy, God, I am, love is the only thing that is real. And when you put it through an unreal filter or an assumption of thought, of separation, that one energy feels unnatural or negative. Hear it again. This is why I love this client's way she put this. Because source energy, God, I am love, is the only thing that is real. And when you put it through an unreal filter, assumptions of beliefs, of separation, right, it feels unnatural. Or in other words, it feels negative. That's what a negative sensation is. Your true source is feeling unnatural to you because you're putting it through a belief or an assumption that is unreal, that's not true of reality. But it's all source energy. It's all excitement. All that anxiety, all that fear you're feeling is just the excitement of source energy that you're putting through some unnatural, unreal filter. Wow, that's powerful. So it's not about another video on how to deal with the messy middle. All those videos deal with it. It's about embracing it, knowing that you're the middle, you're the vortex, your reality. You get to command it all. It's all under your dominion. Right? You don't ever have to feel good to be worthy. This was another one of her insights. The biggest, greatest manifestations of my life came during times of great contrast. Because this is great. So feel this. Feel her movement. She moved from contrast to conviction. Right? That's why the biggest manifestations in her life came during contrast, because she goes, I'm going to go from this contrast to the conviction of what I want. It doesn't always have to go that way. But that contrast became conviction of I am that I am. Right? The same point that someone brought up, a few of you brought up on the channel, that sometimes when I'm angry, I manifest what I want. But it's not the anger that manifests. It's never that those false sense of negative feelings that you're putting through filters or thoughts or beliefs of source energy that create anything. So you don't want to say anger. It's the conviction. It's the conviction behind the anger, right? It's not the anger. It's a conviction that I'm done with this. I'm ready to live my conviction. I'm ready to live my dream. I'm ready to call forth and announce my reality. I am that. So you move from anger or separation to atonement, at-one-ment, as what the spiritual greats say, or unity or oneness with your desire, the conviction that it's done. You're moving from anger to conviction. So you're not going to say, anger, it's never good, really. Anger's never good. Negative emotion's never good. Why? Because it's all, yes, it can act as an emotional guidance system and tell you, that's the good thing about it, tell you when something is off, when you're thinking or feeling something. But you don't want to stay there. You want to move to the conviction, right? Because remember, negative emotion, all of that is just source energy being put through a filter. There's only one energy. There's only one reality. There's only one unity. There's only one God. There's only one love. So if you're feeling something that's unlike love, that means you're believing or assuming something or thinking something that's not true of yourself, of your true nature and your relationship to reality. So I am done with believing in separation in the small me. That's what happens when you get angry. Right? That's why Abraham Hicks talks about anger could be good movement up the emotional guidance scale. And there's some truth to that for sure. Right? There's some power to that. But remember, that's all working from the bottom up. Right? You want to go deductive. I am that I am. Instead of inductive, trying to work your way up to better thoughts and feelings. Right? Instead, decide that you are the vortex versus trying to get back into the vortex, because that's separation. Right? It's a thought of separation, that you're going to get back into something that's already yours, that you already are. Right? You're separating yourself from that goodness, from that God, from that, when you say, I have to get back into the vortex. That's really only the point I want to make. Right? So everything you could ever imagine, want, desire, exists here and now, or it doesn't exist at all. And it's impossible because there's only existence. There's not I am not, there's only I am. So if it exists at all, it exists in the here and now. That's the good news. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to deserve it. You don't have to wait until you do good things or feel good thoughts, right? Or line up with anything. It's yours already. You are everything you could ever imagine, want, or desire to be here and now. Or you don't exist at all. And you exist. So in everything you could ever imagine, want, or desire to be here and now, you are it. Or you don't exist at all. And non-existence is impossible. I am not is impossible. This is what the client says. This was with conversations with her SP. She always had long conversations with her SP. It was nothing new. But what she said, just like Michael and just like several other clients that I've talked to the last few days, these ones that I've been talking to, every week or every 2 weeks or twice a month, whatever it is, whenever they call for that second session, the conversations on what's different is how this felt to me. It felt different. It was a different feeling. It wasn't a 3D feeling that seems to go up and down and in and out. It was more of a deeper feeling. If she said where it felt or went, or the conversation went naturally. Right? The conversation and the flirting were spontaneous and fun. They were flirting. They were having fun. She's flirting with reality. She's flirting with her SP. She's flirting with God. She's having fun. She goes, who cares what happens next? I decide on that no matter what. Do you see it? There's no need to have anxiety of what happens next. You determine it. Right? Remember, source is fun. Source is spontaneous. Source knows that there's nothing serious going on here. That you are everything that you could ever want to be, that there's no harm that could ever come to you, that nothing that's ever happened, will happen, or is happening changes who you are. That's powerful. So her awareness now is I am the vortex. I am reality. I am that I am. I am source. That's what the conversation is about. Remember, and so who is that? Source is spontaneous, flirty, and fun, carefree, and the absolute conviction that I am no matter what. And that's what she is now. She's fun, spontaneous. She always was, but that's what source is. She's just enjoying it a lot more. She's getting it. That we're here to have fun. We're here to flirt with God, to have fun with reality, right? And she even mentioned that when she asked God, this is when she was feeling separate from it, when she was feeling that she had to get back into the vortex, that she had to track things to her life. She asked God, and God, what about my businesses? And she said she got a clear answer from God that you're way off. She said it sounded like he had a Rodney Dangerfield voice. And so she heard Rodney Dangerfield, the comedian from way back, saying, you're way off. In other words, you're way off if you're saying, hey, what about my businesses? You are reality. You are the vortex. God's saying, get with it. You are everything. Right? Just know that. Have fun with it. Feel that spontaneity. Feel that carefreeness. Feel that flirtation with reality and God. I'm ready for the next bestseller launch, she says. This is the Be Something Wonderful client yesterday. I'm so excited to be the next Something Wonderful success story. I love the way she worded that. I remember when my business was dead, asleep. Well, now it's awake big time. She even uses the I remember when here, just to announce this new reality. And this new reality is the reality. It's awake big time. She goes, you'll need a much bigger flip chart for my success story, Tom. This is big, guys. This is huge. This is what we're talking about, right? I was never told that I am the vortex. Damn you, law of attraction. And she said that in a funny way, being flirty and fun and carefree, right? That it's bigger than the law of attraction, that it's bigger than getting into the vortex. It's even bigger than assuming things. You are the assumption. You are the vortex. You are reality. You're all of it. You don't have to mess with the middle. The middle's within you. You get to call it. You have dominion over reality. You have dominion over what you want. You get to make the call. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for joining our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, where you can join and share insight guidance with others and ask for insight and guidance. Thanks for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, and our membership channel. Video coming on the membership channel. Also looking at dates for a live stream. More content coming. There's a link below. If you've already joined the membership channel, thanks for joining. If you want to join, the link's below, guys. Join us. There's more coming. This is Tom Kearin with the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness. With great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude. Creators, we'll see you soon.